G'day everybody and welcome to Basket Case. As you can see, I have the back wheel out of the bike, and I've done this so that I can start prepping to work on the brakes. I need to install the caliper mountings etc. here, but something struck me as a bit strange. Whenever I tighten the rear axle, the back wheel wouldn't turn, so I suspected I might have had some issues with bearings, and that's what's come out of it. So that is no good, cactus kaput. But luckily for me, I've got this to go back into it. So I was able to source a fair bit from my Yamaha dealership for wheel bearings. I got the front ones and seals. Got this rear seal and new bearing. Couldn't get hold of one of these guys, and they look like they're made out of unobtainium. So fortunately for me, this one's irrecoverable, and it actually has a roller that fell out when I disassembled it, and well and truly worn through the case, the outer hardening. But I had another wheel that luckily had a recoverable bearing in it, so it's taken a good clean up and soak with some degreaser and cleaned it out and air blasted it and put a bit of oil in it and got it all looking good, and I'll re-grease it and assemble the bike. So let's crack on with putting some wheel bearings in and making that happen. Okay, the first job's going to be to repack these bearings with grease. So get a new one out. Now the book actually calls for a Z bearing. They look like they've supplied an LLU. So this one's got seals on both sides, so it comes pre-packed. But I'm going to try and pop the seals out and put some new grease in there, because like I said, they actually call for a Z bearing, which is a bearing that has very low friction on the seals, and they don't put a lot of grease in these from the factory. I'm just going to gently pop the seal out. Right, it's got a lot more grease in it now than what they come out of the factory with. I'll only put one seal in. That allows a bit of grease to move around in there, because as it gets hot it'll run out, and if it can't go anywhere it'll just boil the grease and destroy your bearing. I'm just going to pick a side, any side, and pop one seal back in. There, done. Yes, the factory ones come with a metal low friction seal. This is what Yamaha supplied me. I'm sure it'll do the job. So that's him done. Now this guy, sorry Brian. So my mate Brian, who likes the Hey Prestos, he said to me, "Why do you always say this guy, that guy? Give them names. Call them Frank or Peter or Bob or some such thing." I probably do that a bit. This guy to that guy. This guy will... Nah, no evidence of that. Let's get some grease down in there. Packed in around the rollers. good. Let's see if we can't smack them into the wheel. Alright, so the book says to put this guy, Henry's going in first. The camera might bounce a bit, but I don't have any bearing tools, but I do have a socket that will fit. You'll feel it when it's home. It feels solid. Okay, pop the. Right, so spacer goes in. Like so. The new bearing goes in with the seal facing outwards. And bang, it's down. Right, just to make sure. Insert clip. Always check that if there's a flatter side to the circlip, less radius on the edges, I always put that facing down. And then seated, and lastly the seal. I'm just going to put a little bit of rubber grease on him. Just push him in with my fingers. Yep. Hey, presto, Brian. And the seal on the other side now. Again, just a bit of rubber grease. And I had to put a bit in there, help to protect that spring seal in the back there. Spacer. Again, push him in with my fingers, which is good. Okay. I have a brand new seal for here. This is more just to help make it slippery. You don't want to damage it, try and push it down over the spline. Alright, I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do that. Last but not least, cover. Trusty ratchet snap-on screwdriver. I've had this for decades. Broken a few tips on it. What a mighty screwdriver. Right, ready to rock and roll. Okay, let's just offer this up. I'm going to remove and refit this. This is only a trial. When I do, I'll be putting some grease on that spline. Right. Goodo. Looks like the hole for the split pin is lined up perfectly, and I mean, obviously I've got to pull this up to the right weights, etc. But yeah, that was good. That was very easy, and it was made a whole lot easier through the use of a scissor jack. Just pressing up against on a piece of timber up under the center stand brackets, just to take the weight off the back wheel. And now we have spinach. Woohoo! Look at that. Free as a bird. Oh, that's fantastic. So, geez, I'm happy about that. Just need to put a pinch bolt in here, but obviously, like I said, I'm going to pull it all apart again because I've got to start setting up this rear brake. So that'll be the next job. There is one little concern that I have, and it was pointed out to me by one of the guys early in the piece when I first mounted these shocks. One of the XS guys, can't remember if it was Jeff McPhee or Christian or who it was, but somebody pointed out that it is possible that with the Olin shocks, under full compression, you can collide into the bracket with the nitrogen cylinder. Now, I'm sort of eyeballing this, and the nitrogen cylinder sits quite high. I think if it hit the bump stop, it would be very close. Probably too close for comfort. I do have a little bit of room here to adjust these shocks and actually lengthen them, and I may do that, give it another 5 or 6 millimeters. That'll help me be a bit more satisfied that it will work. Failing that, I may need to strip them apart and fit a new bump stop or a longer bump stop in there. But anyway, I will get them to work. They're staying on the bike. So that's it. The next task is to start setting up the rear brake. So, but that's all I wanted to do for now. We've got a new wheel bearings, new seals, all greased and put back together again. Of course, we've had to recover that inside wheel bearing, the needle roller, which aren't available. They appear to be made out of unobtainium. One of the subscribers, popped a link in there for me to a place called Joe's Small Engines in the US, and it looked promising. I got on his website, there was the bearing, I ordered it, I paid for it through PayPal, and then I received an email saying, sorry, we've got to refund your money because it's no longer available. So I guess I'll just keep hunting, and if I find a new old stock, I'll grab it, or if anybody knows where you can purchase that bearing, if you want to put a link in the comments, or let me know, that'd be great. We'll try and get hold of one. But in the meantime, this one's satisfactory. It's fine. It's not going anywhere. It's got no money. Righto, tune in next time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. We'll be back with basket case. Thusly, and that gives me some adjustment up and down, so I need to sling him in behind here.